I'm Eric Loy, and welcome to Eric Loy Interviews. On this podcast, we talk with folks from the VTuber community on their channels, their talents, their stories, where they come from, and their plans for the future. Jazz is here. Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
Doing great. Thanks now that you're here. We're really doing great. Please introduce yourself to everybody for us.
Hi, I'm Jazz, otherwise known as My Jazz Princess. I'm a variety VTuber streamer who, has a coffee addiction and some pretty nasty ADHD. So, so I play a lot of games and drink a lot of coffee.
I'm sure the coffee helps out quite a bit.
It actually does. It helps the ADHD quite a bit, actually. Caffeine is a good treatment if you don't take Adderall.
Well, I had surgery sometime, about 20 years back, and since then I can't have caffeine.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So all the caffeine you have is set off by all the caffeine I can't have. So quite a team here for folks. Maybe why I can't sleep very well. So when did you get started with the VTuber thing?
I started about a year ago. Actually, I totally forgot at the time because, again, ADHD, that tends to happen. But February 26th was my 1 year since I started streaming.
Oh, geez.
It was the anniversary of my first stream.
Yeah. What got you into it?
A whim, actually.
Oh, well,
my husband and I started watching VTubers around, I don't know, Christmas of 2024-ish.
Yeah.
And I was watching him and was having a good time with it. And one of the ladies that I watched a lot was Matara Khan, who is in her mid to late 40s, and realized that if someone that age could do it, I could do it. I'm not too old necessarily, and so just kind of a seed planted. And over the next couple weeks, as will happen, I fixated on the idea. And eventually, I went and got myself a free Vroid model.
Yeah.
And decided to try streaming and played Civ 7 for my very first stream, and I got so flustered because somebody actually was watching, because I got a comment. I got a comment that said something about how they couldn't hear me because my mic was too low.
Oh, no.
And I got so flustered that somebody was actually watching me on my first stream, and I ended stream.
Yeah, I can see that going. So when you got on there and turned on the mic and realized that that's your model up there, and it is you, even before the person showed up, how did that feel?
Weird, honestly.
Yeah.
I'm somebody who's never really enjoyed public speaking, and I don't like being the center of attention, except yet here I am.
Yeah.
So it's an interesting contradiction that is me, I guess. But it felt really weird to be basically talking to myself, but I will say this, it felt much more weird to be talking to somebody else.
Yeah.
Because I had psyched myself up that, most streamers don't get an audience at all, especially not for their first few streams. And so I'll just be talking to myself while I'm playing this game. I can do that. I do that all the time.
And then all of a sudden, somebody's watching.
Yeah, and all of a sudden, oh my God, somebody's watching, really?
Yeah. It does make a difference. And you were you able to, before the audience member so rudely interrupted, were you starting to get comfortable with it, or was it still...
I think so. I mean, the first day I was starting to get comfortable with it. After that, once I realized that people actually could watch, it got much better. I will say, over, I don't know, a month or two, it took me to get more comfortable in general.
Yeah.
But I'm still not really great at just the like chatting and yapping part, just without having a game or anything on screen. But I talk to chat all the time, as long as I've got, a game on screen, and I'm more often paying attention to chat than the game, so that leads to some interesting gameplay. But
yeah.
But yeah, I kind of need the thing to be doing I can't just I don't know. I'm not really good at coming up with like a script and just talking.
Well, it's tougher to do that. I mean, some people are able to talk with talking points, to have just topics available and go from there. I never could do that in radio or on this. I never written a question down, and I'm not going to. Just because I like reacting to people better. Uh,
Right.
and I imagine once you got started and started interacting with chat more, that became a little bit more of second nature to you.
Yeah, no, yeah. Interacting with chat and talking with chat is fairly second nature because it's mostly just having a conversation with somebody
Yeah,
or a lot of somebody's.
yeah, yeah,
It's just yeah, I just can't sit there and like monologue at people.
yeah. That gets old in a hurry. We had to do that in radio too because we have we 3 minutes to fill and nothing to fill it with.
Right.
Yeah, so talk in circles until you get to the top of the hour. Um, when you started getting a little more people coming back for more streams, uh, how did that affect you? When you realized that they enjoyed you and they were coming back for you and your personality?
Um, honestly, it still surprises me. It really does.
Yeah,
But yeah, they it seemed I got a few. Sorry about the dog.
no
He's
worries,
being a real pain in my butt today.
no worries.
But um, yeah, no, I got some regulars fairly quickly and fairly early on, and like when it took me about 6 weeks to get affiliate, which was not, yeah, I mean, not super fast, but not unheard of either.
Right?
And the first day I had affiliate, I had like 4 people subscribe to me who'd all been hanging out and all the time, and I was dumbfounded.
Yeah,
I like, really? People are willing to pay money to hang out with me? They don't have to pay money. This is free.
yeah. It's when you start realizing that they appreciate you and they want to,
Yeah,
and they're scheduling their lives around your stuff now.
I know it's and that feels. I mean, there's that's a little bit worrying sometimes because if I'm having a bad day or something, I'm like, oh, I can't miss stream. I'm supposed to be on stream today. Today's Monster Hunter Friday. I can't miss stream.
Right, right, right. Yeah, but you're not feeling like getting in there and loading everything up and dealing with people and sometimes you just got to wave it off, and because the chat will know.
No, they will.
Yeah.
They'll know if you're having a bad day. In fact, like the once or twice when I've actually tried it, I got the, "Are you tired? You need to take a break. If you're not feeling well, we don't have to do this. You're more important. You can take the rest of the night."
and then you start feeling bad, like, oh no, they hear it in my voice. What am I going to do?
Yeah. Yep.
And then you're really trapped.
Yeah,
at that point.
they can tell I'm mad.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah, that can be fun sometimes if you can channel the mad in the right direction.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. If you have a game where you can really, destroy things and channel it that way, but if you're playing like Stardew Valley, it doesn't help.
Yeah, I tend to not play things like Stardew Valley because I don't get to channel my rage that way. My comfort game is surprisingly Monster Hunter Wilds.
I can see it. I can see it.
I didn't expect to like it, but I got it. I bought a computer when I started streaming because,
Yeah.
of course, if you're going to do something you've never done before, you should definitely spend lots of money to try doing it, right?
Yes. that is the way
and
to do it.
and with the computer came, it was Monster Hunter Wilds was just releasing or had just released,
Yeah.
and so I got a free copy of it with the computer.
Oh, well, that's
And
cool.
so I decided, you know what? I'll stream that. People like Monster Hunter.
Yeah.
I've never done this. That's something I probably won't like it, but I mean, it's a free game. I don't have to pay for it, and
Right.
and
Could be
it's something to do.
Could be a lark, it could be fun.
Yeah, and yeah, no, I've been playing Monster Hunter twice a week since it started.
So, I mean, have you been able to? Would you consider yourself becoming an expert at it now?
Oh God, no! I'm terrible at it. I think I'm almost at the max hunter rank, just because it's more of a the longer you hunt and the more hunts you do, you're just going to gain rank.
Right.
but I think I'm still real bad at the game, and chat also thinks I'm fairly bad at the game, but that's okay because they're willing to carry me.
Yes.
We have like we basically have an open lobby,
Yes.
and we all hunt together.
You're the celebrity guest star.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm. They're willing to carry me. One of my regulars jokes about how he has a trust fund that he uses just to pay for my healing.
Yeah, yeah. That's good. It reminds me of those old pro-am golf tournaments they used to have on television all the time, where the everybody was watching the star hack around the course and being kept alive by the pro.
Yep. Yeah, basically.
That's a really good idea. I'm surprised it doesn't happen more often. Uh, so, is there something that you haven't been able to do stream-wise that you'd really like to do?
Um, I don't know. Let me think here. I I am not somebody who is ever going to do a face reveal, and because of my age, all of my community knows I'm 49, so I'm very old for a streamer in
Yeah,
general.
not for me. Yeah,
But I mean, in the VTuber community, I'm practically ancient.
yeah,
But so I am never going to do like a face cam or even a hand cam because I'm uncomfortable
right.
with how my hands look, and I don't want face reveal and that sort of thing. Part of why the reason I am a VTuber is because I like to do this without having to worry about people seeing me.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, that's a
But so I will probably never do that. Although I do like to see. I watch people do like Lego building streams and stuff like that. I'm like, oh, that would be lots of fun.
yeah.
Oh no, I'm never going to do that. There's too much chance of if I have a camera on of any kind, something bad's going to happen.
A reflection catches you, or like, oh no.
Yeah, reflection catches, or the dog jumps up on the desk and flicks the camera slightly.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I've seen that happen sometimes, and then somebody notices and it posts it everywhere. Face
Yep,
reveal.
and then suddenly it's face reveal
Yeah,
everywhere, and
yes. And then you slightly disappear for a while. So obviously you're enjoying yourself with it because it's been a year into it. What is the most fun part for you at this point? Not for you,
Um,
for Jazz.
the the most fun part is the playing games. Actually,
Yeah,
I used to play games a lot when I was younger, and then I had kids, and
yeah,
and had spent all my time doing kid stuff, and then had spent all my time doing work stuff and all of that.
yeah.
And I hadn't played video games regularly in a very long time, and streaming gives Jazz gets to play a lot of video games. And that I think is where I have the most fun. I don't do. I'm a weird VTuber in that I don't do a lot of lore and I don't do character. I mean, Jazz is me.
Yeah.
And that's just.
Well, I mean, a lot of people do that, but they use the model as a way to be more themselves than they would meeting somebody out in the street. I mean,
Right.
yeah, they can be a little more out there and enjoy and be comfortable with it too. That's the big thing too. How long did it take for you to get comfortable sitting behind the microphone?
Comfortable, probably about, I don't know, 3 or 4 months, maybe to get really
Really?
comfortable with it.
Not bad.
And sometimes I'm still not super. I mean, I still get anxious occasionally right before you hit the go live button.
Yeah.
But I force myself to stay on a schedule because I have to, because of the ADHD and stuff, and I have an obsessive personality to a bit. And if I don't force myself to like take days off or start and stop at a specific time, I will stream 24/7 until I, die of not eating anything and not sleeping.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Yeah, I can see that happening to someone, and it's when it gets to be unhealthy, that's when you need to
Right.
rethink how things are going. But you know this coming in, so that hasn't happened.
No, there was one period of for like a month, I think, where I streamed like 60 hours a week because I was I had lost my job and hadn't gotten another one yet. And I was, depressed and sad. And
yeah.
streaming kept me from being super depressed and sad. At least I had to pretend I wasn't, right?
Had to show them something.
And, yeah. And so, 60 hours a week was a bit much.
Well, yeah, it is. I mean, you don't even...
that was when I started realizing I absolutely have to force breaks and days off and stuff.
Yeah. I mean, do you get so locked up in the game or the streaming?
Yes. With the streaming gives me a chance to like get away from what's going on. It's semi-escapist because you're talking to people who are they're not familiar with what's going on in your regular life, and so they're outside of it, and you can again you can be more you, or forget about the parts of you don't like, that kind of thing.
Right.
And so it becomes kind of a drug like of its own.
Okay.
But then also the games are fun. I mean, I spent last weekend with Resident Evil 9 releasing. I spent 17 hours on stream over 2 days playing the game.
Oh.
From start to finish.
Good gravy.
Saturday and Sunday. I streamed all day, both days, because I wanted to finish the game.
Oh man. That's too much. People think, well, it's just 1 day, but you're putting a lot of strain on yourself for that. Try talking for 8 hours straight. Now do that 3 more times in a row. That's 24 hours.
Yeah, it's too many. It's too much talking.
Yeah, and people start realizing now that they have to take care of their voice if they want to do this, because you can very easily sprain a vocal cord, strain it, or if you have a cold like I do now, you start getting a very much lower voice than normal.
Yep.
Yeah. Now, if you want to put me in that bass, I'm ready to do it now, boss. But if you don't take care of it, then it just gets worse and worse and worse, and then you have to take longer to have everything cool back down again.
Yep. Yeah, I'm real bad when I get sick. I tend to get the sore throat. And then, of course, when you get the sore throat, then it becomes harder to talk, or you start coughing.
Yeah.
And you don't want to cough, and you don't want to cough all over your audience.
No, or sneeze.
So, yeah, I end up having to take more time off than I want at that point.
Yeah.
And also, be sucking down the cough drops.
Yeah. This I tell this to folks. This is an old radio trick for sore throat or sore throat. Is the slushies, ices or slushies, wherever, what do they call wherever you are?
Huh.
That way you're taking the ice, the little bitty ice, and putting it directly on your throat as you drink it.
Huh. That is actually that's something I hadn't thought of.
Yeah,
I will have to give that a shot.
Yeah, absolutely. It's gotten me through several hour-long shows where I couldn't take the day off because in radio they don't let you do that.
Yeah, in radio they just don't let you take the time.
No, you cost too much. Yeah, but how come I can't pay my bills?
Right.
But it just cools it off. It's not going to end it, but it's going to make it better for you, and it's
going to make it less likely to spasm and cough.
Yeah, it takes the inflammation down, and it'll give you a good 45 minutes to an hour if
nice.
Keep it in the studio with you. And unlike like a milkshake or a smoothie, it doesn't coat the throat. Because
that's a good thought.
Yeah, because I've heard people try to do it with like a shake, and then you hear kind of the lugubrious stuff coming out. I have a bad enough time. I don't need that help to sound bad. So now that you're an established YouTube or VTuber veteran, and you've got a nice group that's coming back for you, are you satisfied with where you are right now?
Yeah, actually, I am a lot further, I'm going to say bigger than I ever thought I would be.
Yeah.
Even when I first was thinking about it, the most I thought was, maybe someday I will have like 50 followers, maybe 5 or so people will watch me, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I'm averaging for the last couple weeks about 20 viewers. So that's pretty decent stream viewers, and then I've got like I think 550 followers now
Hey,
on Twitch.
yeah, that's. I mean, people say, "Well, you're not up to this." Well, no, but these are 20 people who are coming to see you on purpose.
Right. Yeah, and they're coming to see me, and they're either the same 20 people hanging out for 4 to 8 hours, depending upon what day it is,
Yeah,
or it's a bunch of people rotating in and out coming to see me, and that's just even scarier.
yeah. Well,
But I mean, I would like to I mean, I think everybody would eventually like to be able to do full time because work sucks.
yes,
But I like living indoors, and I like having food, and
yes,
I like being able to buy the video games that I like to play.
yes. Yeah, there is all of that factors into this sort of thing. Yeah, you can't just live and without it or eat or anything like that. Plus, there's bills and all that things crap you have to deal with. But
And there's all that fun stuff. But
no,
I'm happy where I am. I would like to get bigger, but I am also inherently lazy and don't want to necessarily, spend the dedicated effort it takes to get that lucky break.
yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, as long as you are enjoying yourself and continuing to grow organically, which it sounds like what's going on. I mean, it's
Yeah, so far I've grown pretty well.
yeah, for just a year. I mean, there are people who've been doing it for years and would like to have that type of number that you just talked about. Um, it says a lot about your talent that they're coming out like this. Um, is that you got to be pretty proud coming into it, and getting those folks coming back after such a short period of time.
No, I am, and I love my community. They're a bunch of great guys. To me it's slightly weird that they are mostly guys, and for some reason, a large chunk of them are European. I don't know how I managed that, but a good chunk of my regulars are all like in the European time zone stuff.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm
Time
it's
time
weird,
zone.
but I mean,
Yeah,
hey, they're fun.
time zones are always weird, and of course, here in the U.S., we are about ready to switch time again, which is going to play all sorts of
Oh
havoc with that
God,
switch.
again?
Yeah,
Yeah, you're right.
yeah,
Why can't we just stop that?
yeah. Well,
Um,
so there's actually a bill someone tried to put in to Congress that would get rid of daylight savings and just move the clock a half hour. And I'm
okay, well that's just insane. That's like a no, just one or the other. Pick one or the other.
a half hour. I mean,
Yeah,
just nuts.
a half hour is just wrong. Just pick one or the other. I don't care
Yeah.
which. Just
We'll move it. We'll move it.
my body will eventually get used to one.
Yes, we'll move it 24 minutes. Be off everything. Canada won't even know what hit them.
And that just means I'll have to think about what time it is for people who are watching me again.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's tough
Because right now I know that when when it's 6 p.m. for me, that means it's midnight for the guys in Germany. I know that.
right. Yeah, +6,
But now when we change time again, I'll have to stop and think about it.
yeah, because some of those countries don't do it or do it at different times.
Right. Or yeah, they do it because the US insists on doing, staying on daylight savings longer and longer. Everywhere else in the world either starts after and ends before, or the other way around, one of the two.
Yeah, yeah,
So it's always a couple weeks off when time changes, even for those countries that do the time change.
yeah, yeah. Maybe they should do random dates next year.
Oh yeah, make my life that much harder. Come on.
Well, no, I mean it could end up like April 30th and then May 2nd. So we had 2 days of less sleep and back to the regular sleep.
There we go.
Well, wait, it does make havoc if you're trying to schedule interviews. I'll tell you that. Uh, so
I bet.
I try to lay off scheduling too many folks outside the U.S. Until after the thing passes, so I'll know what time they're on when it happens. It's not too easy, but when you realize that you have this sort of following now, international, you are internationally known.
Yeah.
Uh, uh, do you stop and reflect on that every once in a while?
I try not to because when you just said that, that is terrifying, and you have just struck fear into my heart. Um,
and,
that is an anxiety producing thought.
and that was the end.
Oh, international recognition. Ew. Um,
Yeah. Oh no. Eh,
oh,
somebody sitting upside down from you on the other side of the world is listening.
yeah. No, yeah. That is happening. I mean that's the great thing about the internet, I guess, right?
Yeah, well,
All those undersea cables allow that to happen.
as long as nobody messes with them, yes.
Yeah.
But the the idea, I think, is world becomes smaller and larger at the same time, where it's easier to talk with somebody in, say, the Philippines, but that makes your personal world larger because you get to talk with so many people.
There is that. You mean you're talking to basically you're talking to friends that you have that are, you're never going to actually see these people standing in front of you,
Yeah.
but that doesn't mean they're not your friends.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. It's a whole
Yeah.
new level. It's a whole new level of interaction that we certainly didn't have. You remember how it got started 25 years ago. It wasn't like this at all. Uh,
No, I remember. Yeah,
yeah.
I remember when my kids, because I have some adult children, and I used to, I thought it was insane that my oldest child would spend all their time online and never talk to anybody outside of their room.
Yes.
And that's what I do all day now, but except when I go to work.
Yes.
Um, and yeah, it didn't even occur to me at the time, just because everything was still so new, that they had as many people out, in their room as they would have had out in the world, or if not more.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And that's hard to realize. And even now, there's more opportunity to talk with people, and then it's amazing to me because when I started in radio, it was Ronald Reagan's second term when I started in radio, getting paid.
Oh, that's a long time ago.
Yeah, it's a very long time ago, but we didn't have any of this technology. It was we didn't have anything like this to lean back on. If we were going to talk to somebody in another country, it cost $1 billion because of how
And
AT&T did things, or Ma
yep,
Bell, and it sounded terrible.
yep,
And I would be fired for doing that because it would cost so much money. Uh, we had computers, but they were basically adding machines uh, at that particular point in time. Now it's so easy. I wish we had that technology back then. It would be a lot easier. But that technology has also gotten rid of local radio. So there you go.
yeah. I was going to say that local radio doesn't really exist anymore because of that.
Yeah, that's why most of us are on other jobs now. Yeah, watching us.
But no, I remember, because when I was in high school, the internet was not a public thing.
Yeah,
The first time I had any exposure to online stuff is when I went away to university, and I got an email address for the first time,
yeah,
and we had a computer lab, and I met people using IRC chat rooms
yes.
and a mud. And I don't even know if people know what muds are anymore.
I'm sure they don't. I'm sure they don't.
uh, but yeah, that was my first experience with the internet. And between the time when I came home from university, suddenly I came home, and a year later it was the World Wide Web exists now
Oh
for
yeah,
the first time.
yeah. You got all those AOL discs.
Yeah, the AOL discs started happening, and
Yeah.
there was a graphical interface for the internet for the first time, and you didn't have to, you didn't have to know Unix
Oh no, no,
to,
no.
to get in there and do IRC chatting and stuff.
Oh yeah. Well, the first computer I got to really work on was my high school. In my senior year, got a computer class for the first time. So this is 1983, which is pretty early.
Wow, that was, yeah, that I would say that was some high lucky opportunity for you
Yeah,
right there.
yeah. I was very lucky. It was an Apple II. Um,
Oh yeah, yeah, we had Apple IIs when I was in school.
yeah, and then later on when I was working, I immediately bought a Commodore 64, which for that time was whoo, that was the primo thing.
That was the top of the line. We had a Commodore 64 in my family. My
Oh,
dad was very proud of it.
it was so much fun. So much stuff you could do with it until the hard drive got too hot.
Yep.
You shouldn't play it for more than 10 hours at a time. all the all
My dad used to bring home bootleg floppies of like games
ah, yeah.
that I guess he copied from work or something. I have no
Yeah.
idea where he got them.
Oh
But he would
yeah.
bring home bootleg floppies of games for the Commodore 64 for things like pole position, legally distinct pole position, and
Yes.
legally distinct Frogger and things
Yes.
like that.
All sorts like that. Even like Super Mario and stuff. And uh, uh, they had cassettes that you could plug into the back for games, and I got two
Yep.
of those. One of them was Dig Dug, which was very good, and the other one was Donkey Kong, which was also very good. I was very surprised by that when that came out. But you could also go down to the store and buy a $5 disc with random games on it.
Yep.
And that was our Steam, I guess.
Yeah, my family was a very big early adopter of the technology stuff. My dad was very into that sort of stuff. And in sixth grade, I won an invention. It's called an invention convention type of thing, like a little science fair type thing,
Yeah.
because I wrote a game in BASIC.
Yeah.
And it was a very simple, stupid, just a stupid text game.
Yeah, but still.
But it ran, and
Yeah.
and I was in like sixth grade, and God, it was. Let me think what year this was. Hold on, I have to think back. 1986, 87.
Oh wow.
Maybe.
Yeah, that's cool. That's just cool. Yeah, I learned how to program the BASIC for because the Apple was the same as the Commodore. So
Right, yeah, everything used BASIC at that
yeah,
time.
so it went over. I actually put together a professional wrestling text program that had
Very nice.
about 150 different wrestlers in it. The printout on the old dot matrix was an inch thick. And I was working on that thing constantly, and it ran like a charm. The only problem was in the Commodore 64, random numbers aren't that random.
Yeah, that's true.
So when I ran a program, I even used the internal clock to time these things. I would have a certain match that would end in 40 minutes, supposedly. And then I'd run the same match again, and the same ending would happen. I'm like, well, that's not what it's supposed to be. But, for a 19-year-old that didn't know what he was doing, I was pretty pleased with it.
Yeah, no, that's good. But yeah, randomization is still kind of difficult,
Yeah.
honestly.
Yeah, and there's no really way to get around it because it just didn't have the guts to do that sort of thing. But for what it was pretty brilliant. Heck, I tell people my first video game console was Pong.
Nice.
We
Yeah.
had a Sears Pong game.
Very nice. I played Pong on my cousin's Atari. But the first one we had a Commodore VIC-20
Oh, cool.
that
Yes.
plugged into the TV.
Yes. That Commodore VIC-20. That was the early computer there.
Yeah.
And a computer/game system. And they certainly went on to better things from there, but at the time
I miss Commodore. I always thought Commodore deserved better than they got, but because the Commodore Amiga was one of the best systems available at the time for games.
The graphic design and stuff that went into that was pretty amazing.
Yeah.
I got a secondhand one that had a bad disk drive. So I'd be playing a game and suddenly it'd sound like a ping pong ball dropping.
Ew.
That's
not a good sound.
Yeah, that means the disk drive has just died. So I start over again. I could go for a little while. But radio guys, we live on handouts, so that was that was easier as far as that went. Um, so for you, you did you go to the arcades at all?
I did some,
Yeah.
not a whole lot. I was not a super social child.
Ah,
So
okay.
I played some video games in the arcade, but nothing that I was never an arcade regular.
Uh,
Again, this was a case of my dad felt that it was a horrible waste of money to go to the arcades when you've got games at home.
well, it was a horrible waste of money, but it was fun.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I wanted my Aladdin Castle tokens. I earned the money. If yeah, I was there all the time. So, that's what younger folks don't realize is that there are folks that are generations past that are also video game players. Um,
Yeah.
we're the OGs when it comes to that sort of thing. Uh,
I'm going to be one of those people in the retirement home with my PlayStation and my computer,
yes,
playing video games.
they're driving everybody else crazy with it. Well, they have
Yep.
the Wii's in there, for bowling and such. I don't see why they couldn't do something like that. And could you see someone in a retirement home picking up VTubing?
Yeah, actually, I could. I could see it. I could see them doing it, especially as a social type of thing.
Yeah,
And I think that they would probably try real carefully to like hide the age or whatever. But honestly, there are some streamers out there that are unapologetically like 65, 70 years old. I've
yeah,
seen
yeah,
just kind of 70-year-old guy hanging out talking to his friends.
yeah. Absolutely, absolutely. And
So I could totally see someone in a retirement community doing it.
yeah,
I just think because of the all of the tech crap involved with the VTubing, you've got to have at least a base knowledge of tech and not be one of the older folks who has run away from and hidden from it.
yes. When my mom would call, I don't know why the spinny thing is on again. Okay, mom, I'm coming. uh,
Exactly.
yeah, and but if somebody would set it up there and people would, yeah, I think that that's in the future where something like that will come up where people will be able to communicate that way to other folks of that age. That's when the young people will go on to something else.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. Go
Yeah, the
play.
young people will move on to something else, and the old folks will all be streaming.
That's right. That's right. But have you have you been able to do any collaboration since you've been on?
Yeah, I have one one fellow streamer, although he's taken a break from streaming at the moment. Who we had a weekly Monday collaboration.
Yeah.
Since I'm My Jazz Princess and he's Melody Shikayuki, it's My Melody Monday is what
Oh,
we did.
okay. Yeah.
And we basically played games every Monday together.
Yeah.
And he also set up some collabs for us occasionally,
Yeah.
just with 3 or 4 people. I try not to do collaborations all that terribly often because I get very socially anxious around
Yeah.
people I don't know yet.
Yeah. I can.
So I kind of move slowly with people.
Well, that's probably the best way to do it. And you at least take a look at what they're doing because if you're streaming the collaboration, you're bringing your audience along with you.
Right.
If you're kind of guest starring on somebody else's, that might be a little different. You can kind of be a little more loose with it. But it's a collaboration is more than just two people working together. It's the audiences and the feeling, and sometimes it just doesn't work.
Yeah, no, I did have one of those where one of we did a collaboration and one of the streamers was just she was a lot, and I'm a lot, but she was a lot.
She was a capital lot.
Yeah, and even my community afterwards asked if we were gonna stream with her again, and I said probably not, and they're like good.
Well, it happened, but it also happens with two folks who you think would work together well. It just doesn't sync. It just
Right. Yeah, no, sometimes it just doesn't.
there's no right or wrong or somebody being jerky about it. It just doesn't work, and you have to move on and find something else. at least you found somebody that you have some chemistry with, and you can work together. And after a while, I imagine it was pretty easy to do the collaboration with that fellow.
Yeah, no, we do pretty well together. In fact, we tend to play games where we can be chaotic and kind of yell at each other some. And so the community just like enjoys listening to us yell at each other like brother and sister kind of thing.
Peak? Have you done Peak?
I have not done Peak. He hates Peak,
Oh,
and so I have not done Peak.
okay. Well, I think that'd be perfect for two people to
I mean,
do.
we do a lot. One that was very popular is the American Truck Driving Simulator.
Oh yes, my wife has that.
I love this game because I am very much into the whole road rage thing
Yeah.
and yelling at the other drivers. And
Yes.
yeah, no, we had lots of fun with that.
Yeah, yeah. She's got like the entire American West now on the computer. And
I've got the entire I've got everything except I think Nebraska. I think for some reason I didn't get the Nebraska expansion and I just keep forgetting to do it.
yeah, yeah. Just the unfortunately she'll be doing it in a cattle jump on her lap. And one time I actually came over to see what she was doing, and the truck was up on its end, stuck straight up in the air.
Yeah,
And,
that'll happen.
and I'm like,
That'll happen.
honey, this is why you are never going to drive a semi truck.
I broke the world one time. I actually drove to the edge of the world somehow.
You win. You broke the world.
I broke the world.
This
Yeah,
world,
I
this
don't know how
world
I
really
broke
is.
it, but they did.
It really is flat. There's an edge. Boom. Right off, right off the side. I would love to do that sort of thing, but again, I was stuck to Stardew Valley so much like that, where I had like 30 to 40 saves of that game, and I would, as soon as I finished, I'd start up another one. Uh,
You finished Stardew Valley? I
oh
didn't
yeah,
know that it was something that you finish.
yeah. Well, it changes at every update, and I have missed a couple updates, but yeah, I'd finish it 100% and then to start up another one. And the wife would be like, "Are
Oh
you?"
man,
Yeah.
I have several hundred hours in, and I don't think I've ever actually finished a farm. I
Oh,
usually get somewhere into year 2 or year 3,
yeah, yeah.
and then I stop playing for a while, and then I come back and I don't remember what I was doing, and so I just start again.
Yeah, that's a thing. It's one of those games that you don't have to win, and you keep
Right.
playing and just waste some time in it. And when times were a little tough for us, I that was the only game I had for a while, and I would spend several hours on it. Um,
Yeah, no,
unfortunately,
it's a good one to have. If you can only have one game, it's a good one to have.
yeah, and after they started expanding stuff, and you didn't have to pay for the expansion, which was nice. But they also have fan additions to it, and I've seen
Hmm.
some real expansions to that. Have you ever had any game where you've used a modifier on it?
Um, Baldur's Gate
Oh,
3.
yeah,
That is the only game I've ever 100%ed entirely. I've got all of the achievements and everything.
cool.
Um, yeah, I lost like 7 months of my life to that game. I'm not going to say how many hundreds of hours I have invested in it. My Steam profile is scary and lets everybody know for me.
Yes.
But I actually learned how to mod games so that I could put some mods and stuff in there.
Oh,
And that is the only game I've ever modded.
well, still though, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I'll go through a game and then I'll start cheating after I beat it.
Yeah.
Get the cheat codes.
I mean, yeah, you can cheat codes and stuff.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I know that my husband set up a few mods for me for Stardew, but I don't usually play Stardew on my PC,
Yeah.
and you can't really mod it on the Switch.
Oh, it's a little different. I don't even know if all the
Yeah.
mods still work anymore on the PCs because they keep updating things. But is there a game out there you'd like to be streaming that you haven't been able to do yet?
Um, hmm. No, actually, because every time I think, oh, I'd like to stream that, I kind of just do.
Yeah.
I have a fairly extensive library, and because I have my job as a I'm a Java developer.
Okay.
So I make pretty decent money, and I'm luckily one of the people who's still employed because I do not work in the video games industry.
Yes.
Thank God.
Yes.
So I generally have a fairly decent income lying around to be able to buy games, and if something's on sale,
Yeah.
grab it on sale just in case I might want to play it later.
Yeah. Oh, well.
And so every time I'm like, I don't even know what to play. I don't have any games. I just go look at the Steam library and go, oh fuck, I have a lot of games.
That's right.
Sorry about that. I didn't ask
No.
if I could swear.
No worries. I tell people I'm 18. I'm 18 plus 18 plus 18 plus 6, so it's perfectly fine.
But yeah, I just realized, oh god, I have so many games. But no, I've streamed pretty much everything I've ever thought to stream. Occasionally, I think I might want to stream Stardew Valley, but I'm not sure if my community would be into that. And honestly, I'm not sure how long I could do it before I would go insane.
Yeah.
Because Stardew Valley is one of those games that I kind of have to play a few hours at a time.
Yeah.
Because I don't like farming. And I don't mean farming as in playing like the farming game. I don't like having to basically do the same repeat activity in a game over and over again.
I understand, but still.
Which is why I don't understand why I like Monster Hunter.
Yeah, well,
maybe it's just because I'm playing with all the people.
Yeah, well,
I don't play it by myself. I usually only play it with chat.
Plus, the artwork in that is pretty insane.
Oh, it's pretty, yeah.
Yeah, even if you're losing, you're still enjoying the artwork anyway.
Yeah,
something like that. So, do you have anything planned for this year for you as far as VTubing goes? Anything special?
God, plans. I don't really. I would love to basically get a live 2D type of model at some point, and do that sort of thing. But I'm real bad at planning, and so I don't plan. If at some point I will decide, okay, it's time to do this, and then I will spend the next couple months just focusing on only that and obsessing about it.
Yeah.
And until then, it just won't even be something that crosses my mind. The most planning I can generally do is I can put out a weekly schedule most weeks by Sunday.
Yeah.
Usually. So I can plan a week ahead.
I like that. Most weeks, usually.
Most weeks, usually. Yeah.
That would be.
I say that because last week my schedule did not come out until Tuesday because Sunday I was busy playing Resident Evil 9 all day.
Oh yes.
And and as I told chat that because of my Leon fixation, there was no schedule yet.
Yes, you were distracted, and rightfully so. Well, I got to tell you, Jazz, it's a pleasure talking with you, and you got such a great attitude and aptitude for this, and obviously there's a reason why the folks are coming back, because you really got a great personality for it too. I'm glad.
Thank you.
I'm glad you came on with me, and I'm glad that you're able to enjoy doing this and not only be comfortable yourself, but create a comfortable atmosphere for others too. It's very important this day and age to do that sort of thing.
Yeah, no, that's what I try to do. Is we try to make it kind of. I don't forbid any conversational topics.
Yeah.
But we also, the idea is it's mostly chill.
Yeah.
Even if we're playing horror games, we still try to be mostly chill, and everybody can hang out. And if you're having a bad day, you can talk about it if you want. And if you don't want to talk about it, that's fine too.
Yeah. And just wait till the screams to do something like that for a horror game. Jazz, we got to have you back again sometime if that's okay. I really would like to talk to you more about this, but we will have the links in the description for the interview, and absolute pleasure talking with you. Thank you, Jazz.
It's nice talking with you. Thank you.
Thank you for listening to Eric Loy Interviews. Join us again next time when we talk to another member of the always interesting VTuber community.